All right, what's up, guys? Hello, and welcome to Fight Picks with the Pros. My name is Garrett Marchesano, and we're going to review 3 fights on the upcoming UFC Fight Night this weekend with Paulo Costa and Marvin, the Italian Dream, Vettori in the main event. We're also going to do an early prediction on Edwards and Masvidal. Today, I'm joined by Team Alpha Male's Hector Fajardo. What's up? All right, let's go.
Introducing Fight Picks with the Pros, brought to you by FanDuel.
All right, the first fight we've got is Grant Dawson coming in as a minus 400 favorite versus Ricky the Gladiator Glenn coming in as a plus 300 dog. So, this is a big fight for him. Grant Dawson, he's on an 8-fight win streak. He's 17-1. He came from Dana White's Contender Series. He's got James Krause in his corner, and really the UFC is extremely high on him, and apparently the sports books are too, because he's coming in as a huge favorite in this fight. He's facing off against Rick Glenn. So former Team Alpha Male guy. He's 22-6, 13 KOs, 3 subs, so he's a finisher. He's coming off a W. He's 4-3 in the UFC. He just signed a new deal, so maybe that's giving him some confidence. But he's coming in on as the major underdog. So for you, Hector, knowing Rick Glenn and seeing kind of his style, what do you think his mentality is coming into this fight, and how does he feel knowing that every sports book is picking him to lose?
You know what? Rick lives up to his name. He's the Gladiator.
Yep.
He's just coming in ready to scrap. It's good to see Rick being a little bit more active, because he did have a little bit of a layoff before his last fight. So it's good to see the Gladiator back in there. Rick's tough. Rick's gonna come in ready to brawl, but he's also very technical. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's a finisher. They're giving Dawson a lot of steam right now. So I think this underdog status is just more fuel for the fire for Rick. So I think this is going to be good for him.
Yeah, I like it. Hopefully he takes it as motivation. But Grant on the other side, scary guy coming in at 17-1. Not a lot of TKO finishes. Surprising, because he has a lot of power, and he won by KO his last fight, and I was impressed with that. 11 subs, so he has some sneaky BJJ skills. 8 straight wins, 5 wins in the UFC. His confidence has to be off the hook right now. He has great takedown defense, so he can stand up, strike. But man, even if he goes to the ground with those 11 subs, he can hold his own. So if Rick Glenn is to get the win, what's going to be his strategy, and how do you see? Let's say if he does, let's say he gets the W. How's that going to work out?
I think if he does, he's going to grind him out. I think he's going to grind him out, put him into deep waters. I think he could take a decision. It's a great matchup, because these guys were both bigger 45ers, both of them.
Yeah.
And had to make the move up to lightweight. So it's good. Like this is a good matchup. I think this is good for Rick, because like I said, he just signed a new deal. He just came off a 37-second knockout. He's got a little momentum on his side, and they're throwing him a nice young cat who's also, like, I think skill-wise they're every bit as good as each other. I think it's a great matchup. But I think Rick being the veteran, I think he can grind out a decision.
Okay, so you go Rick by decision.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say Grant by decision. I think Rick stays in there and is that Gladiator, but I think Grant is just too well-rounded, and his confidence is too high. So I'm going to go Grant by decision on this one. All right, let's move on to the next pick. So we got David Onama versus Mason the Dragon Jones. So Mason's coming in as a huge favorite, minus 520 favorite in this fight. It's a short notice fight. David is 8-0, 5 TKOs, 2 subs. This is his UFC debut, though. Mm-hmm. So, it's a whole nother level he's on now. He's a kickboxer. Coming in to fight Mason Jones, who's not afraid to kickbox with him as well. He's 10-1, 4 TKOs, 3 subs. He's got an iron chin. He likes to get in there and trade. He's got great striking. He's relentless. I watched him fight in Abu Dhabi. It was the first time I got to see him fight and met him. And then when I came over here at Team Alpha Male, where we're at right now, shooting this podcast, he then joined the team and got to see him around here too. So what are your impressions of this fight? And of course, I want you to dig in your thoughts on kind of Mason Jones' game plan and skill set.
Yeah, no, this is a good matchup. It's unfortunate that Alan Patrick pulled out for whatever reason, but that's besides the point. I'm glad they got Mason an opponent. They're giving this cat a nice opportunity. He's a striker, a finisher, and he trains out of Glory MMA, so he's going to be well trained. That's with James Krause.
Yeah.
So this guy will be no slouch. And of course, first Ugandan fighter in the UFC. So he's going to be motivated and hyped,
Oh, yeah.
and it's on short notice. It's going to be a good fight. I think this guy being a striker is going to come in trying to put on a show, like put on a scrap with Mason.
Yeah.
And that's right up Mason's alley.
I know.
So I think this will be a fun fight. This will be a fun fight for Mason. I expect to see Mason go in there and have fun. He's not afraid to scrap
Yeah.
at all. But he also has a nice, awkward kickboxing style that's hard to figure out. So, and that's the thing with these short notice fights. You can't really game plan against each other because it's like this guy got this on week notice. Like
Yeah.
Mason got this on week notice. So it's kind of like, okay, essentially you're just walking and be like, I just got to make sure I'm in solid shape. This guy's, you just got to worry about each other really. And then it's like right to the point. Like there's no time to sit and game plan for 10 weeks.
Yeah, you just got to focus on yourself, right?
Exactly. So I think it'll be a pretty fun fight. I think Mason's been getting ready for weeks. He's been constantly training, so I'm not worried about it. He'll be ready for anything. I think that's one of the things that's great about this gym is there's a variety of styles here, and there's nothing we don't see here. Right?
Yeah.
And this guy's got to come and try to kickbox, so it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good for Mason, working in his favor. He's not afraid to fight in a phone booth. No. He was right up on, when I saw him fight Mike Davis in Abu Dhabi, he was right in the mix. He's got a granite chin too. So, of course, we're pulling for the Team Alpha Male guy, Mason Jones. I want to see him get in there and mix it up, and I love to see him get a finish. This guy had never been finished, so it's hard to predict these guys coming in with an undefeated record on these smaller promotions, right? Yeah. So it's kind of a wild card. So it's interesting, but I think he gets the decision or TKO win in this fight. I'm going Mason Jones.
I agree.
Right.
I'm going with the same thing. Yeah, I got Mason Jones, third round finish. I think he's going to put that pressure on him.
I like it. All right, let's move on to our early prediction. We got Leon Rocky Edwards versus Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. So this is a highly anticipated fight ever since that 3-piece in a soda hit backstage. Finally. They were talking shit ever since. It's got to be nearly a year and a half ago now that kind of incident happened. They've never stopped talking shit the whole way, though. Leon is a great fighter. He's 19-3, 6 TKOs, 3 subs, 9 straight wins. He's kind of one of those guys who doesn't talk a lot of shit. He doesn't have that big swag to where he gets that title shot ahead of schedule. He kind of is that respectful, quiet guy. And he reminds me of kind of like Kamaru Usman. He never got the shot ahead of his time because he was kind of the quiet, respectful guy. But pretty soon they're like, damn, this guy has won, 10 fights in a row. Kamaru Usman became undeniable. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing with Leon. It's like they got to, he's begging for the title shot. 9 straight. He's becoming undeniable. You kind of got to give it to him. So the agreement that Leon said the UFC made is you get past Jorge, you get a shot. That's a big if. Jorge, of course, he's game bred. He's ready to go. He's ready to fight. He's coming off a little less momentum by getting starched by Kamaru Usman. Yeah. That was a great fight. But he's going to come in. He's going to come in to fight, and especially because he does not like Leon Edwards. So he's going to come in with some extra adrenaline pumping. So what was your initial reaction when you saw this fight was finally booked? And then tell me a little bit who you're leaning with.
My initial reaction was finally. This was a fight I've wanted to see for a long time, and it made sense, especially since it's perfect. Like Leon wants to get that title shot, and he was willing to wait, which I'm glad he didn't. But this is perfect for him. It's a big moneymaker fight for him, anyways. Like this is one that's going to get a lot of views, or a lot of hype. Yep. And then Gamebred wants to get back in the mix after getting starched by Usman. So perfect opportunity for both of them. I think it's going to be entertaining. There's a lot of bad blood in this one. So I was excited for this from the jump. Now going into my thoughts into this fight, I'm a Gamebred fan by heart. Yeah. I've been I've been a fan of Jorge since the Toby Amato reverse triangle in Bellator. So I've been following Jorge for years. I've always loved his style. That being said, I think I got Leon, honestly. I think Leon has a momentum. My thing with Jorge is like Jorge doesn't look like quite the same guy that starched Askren. Like I think after he got that BMF title with Nate, he kind of lost his hunger a little bit, just a little. And then, it's just one of those things when you're a hungry fighter, you make it to the top, you get that notoriety and you get the cash and you're kind of like, oh man, I'm set. You kind of lose that hunger a little bit, that little bit of that edge. And the thing is, I see Leon with that hunger that he had. Like,
I agree.
He's irritable. He's hungry. He wants to get that championship. And again, we've talked about it. He's been put to the side multiple times. So I know he's just ready to go. And Leon I love Leon's style too.
I agree. Leon, he always stays in shape. Mm-hmm. He's a great fighter. He's on a 9-fight win streak, and all he cares about right now is getting that strap. That's his number one goal. Jorge on the other side, he's making 2 to 3 times more than Leon. He started his own promotion with bare knuckle fighting, his own little fighting thing. He started his own liquor brand. Tequila, he's got all these sponsors because he's got this really cool brand.
Yes.
And yeah, my heart says I love Gamebred, love to watch him fight. He always gets out there and scraps. But my mind is saying Leon is on the path. I can't see him losing this fight. Too much momentum, and he has that big goal of getting that championship fight. So, yeah, I'm going Leon Edwards. And I think Jorge will be, after getting really starched his last fight, will be a little bit more hesitant, and he'll still mix it up. But I think Leon gets the decision win.
I agree. I think Jorge, if this turns into a pick and pop fight, like, Leon's a more technical striker.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of like, I think this fight will be kind of like the Wonder Boy fight a little bit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think Leon's more offensive and a little bit more dangerous than Wonder Boy. Yeah. So I think it's going to be kind of that kind of situation where, like, yeah, sure, Gamebred's going to show up and Gamebred's going to try to strike with him. But I think Leon's level's just a little bit cleaner. And he's not afraid to win a decision.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not afraid to win a decision.
He'll take it to the judges. Yep.
Yeah.
It's time for the main fight pick of the evening.
So for the main event, we got Paulo Costa coming in as a 138 dog. He was the favorite a couple weeks heading into this. Over this past week, the odds have changed, and now Marvin Vettori is the -170 favorite. So we'll start with Paulo Costa. He's 13-1, 11 TKOs, 1 sub. His only loss is to Adesanya, who's one of the best strikers we have right now in the world. He's 5-1 in the UFC. He's built like a brick shithouse, and he comes to fight every time. He's ready to scrap. He's having trouble making weight right now, so he jumped on a call with Marvin. They negotiated the weight, which I thought was we've never seen that before. It was so kind of funny and random. Yeah. Marvin Vettori on the other side, 17-5, 2 TKOs, 9 subs. He's really like a decision machine. But he gets in there and scraps. His last loss was snapping up 5 straight wins. Both these guys' recent losses only to Israel Adesanya. And he's got a nasty mean streak when he fights too. And these guys remind me of each other a little bit. So it's kind of interesting matchup. So I think Paulo rightfully should be the favorite. So I like these plus odds. I'm going to go with Paulo in this fight. But let's talk to how we get there. First, let's talk about Paulo Costa and Marvin Vettori. Give me your opinion on both guys, and then after, tell me what you thought about this kind of weight thing that happened when they were on the phone.
Man, like you said, they're both very, very similar in style a little bit. Bohachinia, Paulo Costa is like, he's built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
He's also very aggressive. He's going to try to go out there and he's going to go swing for the fences. Like the guy's going to start and just go. They call him, he's a racer, right?
Yeah.
Exciting fighter, has weight issues for this fight, which is, in my personal opinion, is actually going to benefit him.
I know.
In my opinion, and they threw him a bone on that. So, it is what it is. Vettori, I don't know. Vettori kind of annoys me a little bit. He's kind of like, he tries to talk smack and stuff, but he's kind of like, he's annoying. But the dude can scrap. He's got a very aggressive style as well. He's not afraid to take it anywhere. He'll have a dogfight anywhere. Like, he'll scrap on the ground. He'll keep it standing or whatnot. And he's got pretty solid. He pushes a pretty solid pace. But again, it's like two bulls colliding. Honestly, like, they're not going to try to like angle and try to pick each other apart. They're going to try to kill each other, which I think is going to make for a very exciting fight. Now, to segue into how I feel about the whole weight situation. That being said, Vettori basically took the fight at 195. They're both very aggressive, and I think they threw Paulo a bone on that.
100% did.
And if it's going to start fast, I think it might end fast. And I think he could sucker Vettori into an early scrap, like into an early pissing match. And I don't think it's going to go well for Vettori. I think personally, like, it was a mistake taking that fight and giving him that kind of weight advantage.
I agree.
So we'll see how this pays off. But yeah, Paulo played it very, very sneaky. He basically said, "Hey, I'm not going to make weight. You could take the fight if you want to. If you don't want to, if the fight doesn't happen, it's because you didn't take it."
Yeah. He's like, be a man. Be a man. He's like 195. He's like, what? Or 200 or 200. And then Marvin's like, can you make 195? He's like, yes, 195. And they like agreed on the phone.
Yeah.
Marvin was laughing. It was like this weird back and forth because of the language barrier with Paulo. It was so interesting, but it looks like it is going to be at 195. I agree with you. I think Paulo, he got embarrassed in that last fight, with that fake dry humping by Israel and the wine and this. Everyone's questioning
the wine
him.
thing was.
So he wants to come out with something to prove, and I think he's going to come out over aggressive. I think it's going to go one of two ways. He's going to finish Marvin Vettori in first or second round, or he's going to gas himself, and then Marvin is going to get the decision win. So I think that's
agree.
the way.
That's how I see it, exactly the same way too. Either he's going to come out aggressive and hard and try to kill Marvin, or he's going to gas himself in the first round, and Marvin can grind him out. Marvin can grind him out. He's gonna come with solid cardio. Yeah.
So official pick, I'm going to go with Paulo Costa. I like him as a dog, and I know that plus money will be even bigger for him to win by KO. So I'm going Paulo Costa by KO.
I'm going to say the same.
All right.
I'm going to say the same because he has the weight advantage. And I think Marvin's stupid enough to try to get into a scrap with him early. And that just doesn't bode well. So, yeah, I'm going to go Paulo Costa. I'm going to go first round knockout.
Wow, first round. Okay, love it. All right, that's a wrap on Fight Picks with the Pros. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and thank you to everyone listening out there in podcast world. The numbers are jumping, and we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.
Hello, everyone. Bruce Buffer here. Thank you for watching the MMA Surge YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and get notified when we upload next.